Hello everyone, I'm AussieJTV, and today we're going to be answering the question, what is Ancient Legacy of Azul? So I've played a tiny bit of this game earlier, just to sort of work out the key bindings, make sure the sound wasn't too loud for the video. But basically it's a heavily inspired roguelike, similar to Risk of Rain, but there are some core differences, which I'll try and explain as we get through the game. But let's jump in for now. What you can see is there's a choice of 6 different characters, not that I've unlocked any of the other ones. So we're just going to start playing as the Wayfarer, and he has 4 separate abilities. He basically has a close range sword attack or a slash, a long range pistol attack, and then like a gap closing slicing dash, and then he has a healing potion. So basically, if you've ever played Risk of Rain before, the idea is try and survive as long as possible, clear the area, and then move on, normally after fighting a boss, to the next level. And basically you get a series of passive items over time. So what you can see here is I've got my main attack, which is the sword slash. I've got my gun, which is the Q. I've got my charge or my gap closer, and then, not that it's going to heal me now, but my R will be a heal. So what we want to do is try and find these crates to get upgrades, because the game's going to get harder over time. We want to be buffed to be able to cope with that. What you're seeing sort of on the sides is these are shops, so you can trade things to get new items as well at the same time. But what I will recommend, I don't know if there's anything like me, but when I first played this, I started dying immediately. So be warned that you are quite... it's quite easy to kill you, is the first thing I'd say. And also that you've got your health potions. Don't forget that spell. I was also finding it that I was constantly pressing space to jump, when space actually starts bound as your first weapon. So this time what I'm going to do is I've just bounded to enter, because unfortunately there's no keybind support for the mouse. So I was going to have it set to mouse. But apart from that, I'll try and explain some of what the differences are between this game and Risk of Rain. So in Risk of Rain, you have very similar UI and sort of similar style of the game, but the key difference is sort of how games get more difficult over time. So in Risk of Rain, basically you have I can't remember what it's called, but a meter similar to the one on the top right of this screen that basically determines how difficult the enemies are. And I think it's basically linear scaling, so you know, as that bar goes up, enemies get more difficult, they do more damage, they have more health, all of these sorts of things. Instead, in this game, it's all driven by something called mutations. I'm going to purchase this here, let's see what this is. Chance on hit to inflict additional damage. Sounds good to me. I'll start using my pistol or my other moves and sort of just hitting with this. But basically, mutations are what powers up the enemies. And so basically, I think there's a random chance of getting one of several different mutations on the enemies. So for example, you could get a mutation that makes all enemies move a bit faster, or take less damage, or do more damage, things like that. And you don't really have control of which ones are going to come up. So sometimes you might get multiple speed increases in the same run, and everyone's super fast but easy to kill. Or you might get the opposite, and everyone's really slow and tanky, but they do a lot of damage. So this is sort of driven by that meter in the top right. This is what's called the instability meter. So the higher that is, I believe the more chance you are to get mutations. I could be wrong though, we'll see as we play. And I think similarly, if you ever fill up one mutation to the fullest, so basically, you know, we've maxed out on how fast enemies can move, I think it guarantees that the next one will be like a hyper rare mutation that's probably more damaging to us. Oh, so now we've got chance to ignite on hit with a Dragonstone. So I think the way it works is this outline determines how strong the item is. So these white ones are basically just common things that give us a bit of a buff. And then, oh, I need to just dodge here while I'm talking. And then the other ones are all sort of, you know, blues are like elites, shall we say, or rares. And then I don't know if it has higher progression than that. I'm assuming it probably does if it's like most other RPGs, but we'll find that as we go. Right, I need to be conscious that my health is dipping. I'm going to try this press E to pray to an unknown god. So it looked like it has a chance of dropping something, and I got chance to cripple on hit. Oh dear me, I'm taking a lot of damage at the moment. Probably should just get to the end of the screen, heal up, and see if we can kill some of these ranged units, because they're really weak in terms of one hit kills them, but they deal quite a bit of damage. Oh, your movements feel sluggish. So I wonder if this is actually a mutation on us rather than a mutation on the enemy. And I hope I haven't just read the whole description of the game wrong, and actually all the mutations impact us rather than them. But I am moving slightly slower, so it's making the game slightly harder. And it looks like I just leveled up. So when you level up, you fully heal, it seems. So that's good for us. So it saves me from having used that potion. And I guess we've explored all of this side of the map. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start running to the other side and see if I can buy this. So this costs 90. I'm going to purchase it because might as well. Chance to bleed enemies. So I think we've got 2 things that synergize with bleeding. So hopefully we can maybe try and see if we can build that into a synergy. I guess as you play more of this game, you'll work out what's best to buy. At the moment, I have no idea what each of the icons mean. Yeah, so that's basically, I believe, the game. I'm trying to get most of the explanation out now because I assume it's just going to get more frantic over time in how to play. So, we're just going to make our way to the other screen. I must say, I do really like the art style of this game. I mean, it is similar to Risk of Rain, and I enjoyed it there as well. But it has that sort of pixelated feeling, and it really makes you feel small. And why I say that is you'll really see what I mean when we start to get more difficult enemies, or even the bosses. The bosses tend to be almost like titans, giant in size, that you have to fight. But for now, I think everything's calmed down a bit. We've gained a bit. Just seeing we can upgrade stuff. So it looks like certain items, Azul items, are stronger, and you'd have an ability to upgrade them. Let's activate this. Okay, we maybe found part of the core pop-on. Okay, so this is what I meant about feeling small, that's for sure. This is, I guess, the boss of this stage. So I think the idea is actually you decide when you want to move on. And everything, because as I said, with these mutations, everything gets progressively harder over time. So you might want to start it early in order for the enemies to be less strong, but you'll also be less strong because you'll have had less pickups. But to be fair, I'm speaking as if I know this game. I really don't. So we'll have to see and learn as we go. One thing is, don't get hit by the giant club. These always remind me a bit of, I don't know if anyone's a Warhammer fan here. I haven't really followed the game in quite some time, but the Beastmen, I always think of whenever I see anything with a horned skull. I'm thinking of a Beastman. Right, let's just try and get out of that. I feel like close combat is not the way we want to go, because I'm taking a lot of damage here. And I think I'm reaching the edge. So let's see if we can just stall out, slice our way past, and heal. And then keep trying to dodge. I don't know if these enemies are going to constantly spawn, in which case we probably just need to focus on the giant, because as you can see, we have not done much to it. Right. Oh! Oh, I'm definitely still learning the controls, as you can see there. Trying to run away and accidentally running towards them. I think just get away and wait to heal at this point. Shooting our pistol back. I must say, the first time I played, I was not. Limbs twist into claws and daggers. I wonder if that means enemies deal more damage. That would make sense to me. And I'm not really making much of a dent in the giant, that's for sure. I'm trying to turn around and fire, and it's not being as useful as I thought. Ooh. Thankfully, we leveled up there. I think we would be dead otherwise. Right. So, one thing I need to look at is whether this game has controller support as well, because I think that would be a good benefit to the game, because it feels like a controller game, and the fact that I can't bind anything to the mouse means I don't really see the need, to use the keyboard over a controller. Right, so it seems to be a bit of dodging back and forth at the moment. I don't feel like we're really doing much here to kill the enemy, so I'm just going to try and see if we can focus a bit of fire on it. That did a lot more damage, but we took a lot more damage in return. Probably shouldn't have healed right next to it. And we died there from bleeding. So what we'll do is we'll do one more run of this game, hopefully do a bit more, play a bit better, see what we can do, and restart. So, we know roughly what the core gameplay loop is now. Let's see what we get. And starting with the blue is probably very useful. Armor-piercing damage. I imagine that's going to be better against elites or the boss or things like that. That's for sure. So let's just go through. What I'm going to do is, it worked last time. Let's pray to this god. I guess it didn't give us anything this time, so maybe it's just a chance. And we were lucky last time to get something good. So I'm not going to activate that. That's what sort of killed us last time. And let's see what else we can get. Another blue grants an additional jump. Okay, I'm going to have to remember that, because it's the sort of thing that, knowing what I'm like in games, I'll just forget. Ooh. I must say, you do take a lot of damage in close range if you actually get hit. I probably should be reading what the enemies are doing better. Like this or something. This seems to be working better. I'm not actually getting hit by him. But, it's all a learning experience, this game. And it looks like it has quite a lot of depth, I'm going to be honest, from having a look at what's on the website. And I think Cosmic Spud is the name of the developer. And they've been playing some of this on sort of live streams pre-release and things like that. And it does look like, there's a lot of items at play. And this double jump is actually going to help us a lot with the flying enemies. So I wonder what happens. Maybe we'll see if we can save up and buy this again, because I assume we can stack items. I'm trying to remember if that was the same in Risk of Rain. You're going to have to bear with me, because it's been years since I've played the original. But I think maybe we can get the same thing twice effectively. But for now it's quite chill, just trying to farm up. And as you can see, we've got 78 dust in the top right corner, so I'm going to see if we can get that up to 90 in order to pick up this pickaxe. Of course, we stop at 89, but sure another enemy's going to come along soon. Might as well heal while we wait. And here we go. This should be what we need. And luckily, this time, flying enemies are a lot easier for us to deal with because we have that double jump, so we're not as worried. So let's go back. Let's see what this does. I mean, I'm not sure because we're early on. Do we have a lot of armored enemies? Maybe, maybe not. There might be a way to see, or maybe there's a compendium of some sort. There's a lot of lore in this game. I haven't really explored it, but you can have a look and see what each item does, etc. By checking. Well, I can show you on the escape menu. Okay, so it's not on the escape menu itself, but it is on the main menu. So when you're outside of game, you can go, oh, hang on a sec, I wanted to know what this item does, you know, any lore associated to it. Right, so I think we're just going to keep it chill for now. I'm excited to be recording. As you can see, I don't know if it looks a bit brighter out on the back of my monitor, but this is the first time I'm recording in the morning. Joys of being a weekend gives you that opportunity. I'll be going out shopping later, so I'm hopeful that maybe I'll have something a bit more interesting to talk about, because the last week it's mainly been work and starting this YouTube channel, which, don't get me wrong, very exciting thing. I've been manically looking at the view count as it rises up every day. And yeah, if there's anything that people would like to watch me play, please let me know, because, you know, I'm more than happy to try new things, or even things I've played before if we like them. Now, here we go. I guess we need to find these little capsules, because they're going to give us the dust to do more trading. And I wonder if these are the stones. Press E to... So I'm getting confused. Maybe this is something different. This is not the boss. This is just probably a harder wave of enemies, and killing them is going to get you some stones. That would make sense to me. Because stones are meant to be this elite currency, is my understanding. I think the main time I've taken damage is actually from these ranged enemies, so I'm not so worried about the big ones. Oh, I've got time remaining, so we probably should be killing that. Okay, there we go, and yeah, here we go. We've got a new pickaxe, so anything with armor should hopefully get destroyed pretty quickly by us. It's unfortunate that I don't know what has armor and what doesn't. But yeah, as I said, really appreciating all the comments, all the likes, and all the people that are signing up to watch this YouTube channel. I'm really enjoying it at the moment. It's great trying out a lot of newer games. It's very surprising how many new free games that you can find on Steam. If you just have a look, and some of them look awfully good. You know, I'm especially a fan of roguelikes and have been for years. You know, Binding of Isaac, Enter the Gungeon, Hades, just to name a few. So these sort of games are really right up my alley, and it seems like there's a roguelike releasing every other day at this point. For those that haven't seen my original first What If, we looked at Ampguard, a game I'd really recommend. You know, there's a couple of bugs still in it, but it's been really good so far. I've been really enjoying it. Right, I'm not sure what we just picked. I think we actually spent dust to get stones there. So I guess that's the idea, is you can translate into the stronger, I was going to say the stronger items, but I guess the stronger currency that you need to get those stronger items. Now, I've seen that we've got chilling. One thing that would be interesting is if the game would let you, and maybe it's a hover over mechanic, see what basically got picked up by the enemies. Like, obviously, if I can remember, I will, and over time, you'll sort of see those icons and know immediately what they are. But I think there's something that has maybe a chance to freeze us. At least that's what I think that frost symbol is. And then I don't even know what to call it. I don't even know what that is. Maybe it's meant to be some, like, glue or candle wax, is basically saying that we're going to move slightly slower. I mean, I wonder if we have quite a lot of money. I guess it's probably best just to keep purchasing these things. I'm going to see if we can get more of the blue or the rarer items. Oh, I just realised that was a trade. I mean, I'm not against that trade. Now we've got one. Probably did that twice, actually, without even realising. So we're now less about armour piercing, more about putting people on fire. And I like that idea. And it looks like we can't reuse this elite statue or tower. I do wonder what... I assume the first round you're always going to be fighting that boss, because... the same boss, I should say, because if you look, those look like his little soldiers or smaller variants of him. So I think we're about as strong as I'm expecting to get, or at least I'm not seeing any more crates on the ground. So if we go back to where we can set this up, we'll probably see if we can do a bit better than last time, maybe. So let's activate this and see what happens. I'm going to try and focus while he's at range. I assume I'm equally likely to set people on fire with all my different spells. And you can see, this is probably the armor piercing. Maybe I should have kept the other ones. But we're doing a lot more damage than last time. Maybe even try and get some actual hits in. And I don't know if that was worth it. I felt like I did a lot more damage, but I'm also taking a lot more health. So we'll see. I think main thing that I need to do in order to stay alive more is remember to keep using my potion when it's off cooldown. Because that will really help us. And here we go. I think this is not going too badly. Just once you're on full health, come in, do a bit of damage. Probably should have done it that quickly because... Oh, we're taking a lot of damage from those bees and he's protecting them. He's acting as like the shield. That's probably the thing that's going to kill us if we're not careful. Okay, it's good timing. We can drink the potion and get ready to go through him. There you go. Kill all these enemies that are killing us from the distance. We're quite low on health though, so I don't know how long this will last. He does seem to go down quite easily. It's just I'm never actually attacking him because I'm attacking the spawns of enemies that he's basically spawning. Not to repeat the same word twice. Right, let's see if we can calm this down a bit, kill the bugs. Maybe we just try and do this with our pistol. It may not be the most engaging gameplay to watch, but... And remember, always chug the potion. Always chug the potion. That's one thing we must not be forgetting about or we're going to die. Oh! Oh, this double jump is also quite useful for getting around. And, you know, he's less than halfway now. I think the big difficulty is always going to be when you have to turn around. But this seems to be going pretty well. I don't know if we need to clear out some of these enemies at some point. But I'll probably only realise that when it's too late. But that's, you know, that's how the game works, or many games work. Okay, let's heal. Maybe let's do some clearing if we can. Because we're struggling to hit him. I would be interested to see how much damage I've taken from each of the different enemies, because I bet you those little bumblebees are probably dealing the most damage to us. Or maybe it's these Axorus. They remind me a bit of the Koopa. It's probably not the... You know the flying Koopas from the old Mario games where they... Oh no, the hammer throwers. I can't even say the right thing. I just think I've realised what that ice is. It makes you very slow on hit. So let's just try not to get hit and clear some of these out. Oh, no, I am dead. Oh, that is very unfortunate. Right, I think we're going to leave it there, and maybe I'll do a second session on this. Actually, I just looked. We're only at 16 minutes. Here I was thinking we're at 25 minutes. I think it's because I started recording earlier, and then I realised that I didn't have quite what I wanted to in terms of the keybind setup. So let's go once more. Let's see if we can kill the boss. That'd be a great ending point for this. Let's look at effectively, or what is. And be a good time. I definitely think I'll dive into this a bit more afterwards, because it feels like we've only scratched the surface. I mean, we haven't tried any of the other characters, or even unlocked them for that matter, or anything else. So, oh, here we go. Nothing new. Chance to launch a shuriken on hit. So, I wonder if we can see that in action. Oh, I keep thinking I had double jump already, and obviously that's not right. So, let's keep running around. Not enough dust, not enough dust. Got the armor fist. Now, I think that was doing quite a bit of damage to him. So, we're going to try and get that this time as well. And yeah, if you have any suggestions on this game, if anyone's played it already and has any ideas about what's the best strategy, it'd be good to know, because I feel like I'm probably not doing the game the justice it deserves in terms of... Well, maybe I am, in the fact that it's a difficult game, but not really telling you how to get around that difficulty. I'm interested. I haven't seen this one before. Pressy trade. We haven't really seen the shuriken yet, so let's keep the shuriken. Oh, let's speak of rewarded. Launch Prickupine Thorns on kill. Okay, so that's going to be hopefully good at helping us clear... when the boss spawns, you know, so we don't have to worry so much about all of the ads, all the extra enemies that are attacking us. Ooh. Fortunately, these levels are normally... Okay, I've been trying to jump to hit over these levels, and I was just saying they're just a bit too small for the jump to be useful, but actually, you can probably just shoot and it's fine. Right, not enough dust. We're nearly at the level of dust we need. What I haven't seen is, and it probably means it's on the right-hand side, is a way to get that elite, or like, you know, kill those 4 elites in a time limit sort of thing. Okay, we've got 90. Let's pick up the armor piercing. That should help us do more damage. Remember to actually pick it up. Don't want to skip past it. So I'm getting used to always be potioning so much that I'm potioning even when I'm on full health. But, you know, can't. I'd rather do that than die because I haven't used it enough. So let's explore the right-hand side of the screen now. It'd be good if, and maybe, I can't remember if this is how it worked in Risk of Rain. I think it did. It'd be good if there were some maybe higher platforms or ways to get up higher, because it feels like it's quite a flat game so far. Maybe that's just because it's the first stage and I'll soon know that there's a lot more going on as we get further. But for now, let's keep walking this direction. I always think this, well, I say always think, I've only just started playing this game, but this tower in the background reminds me a bit of Saruman's tower from Lord of the Rings. So, I don't know if anyone else sees that, but maybe we're closer to orcs, goblins, and gnomes than we thought. I'm not sure if we've seen this one before, so I think what we're probably going to do is heal, first and foremost, before we die, and pick up more of these upgrades, because I do feel like we're not doing... Increases damage to enemies at long range, so this is sort of what I was thinking. Maybe we just make a Pistolier style, because I do feel like we're not doing too good. So should we pick up this? Should we start this? I think we'll start this. I don't feel super concerned, but I'm also like, as long as I'm remembering what I'm doing. Okay, do not walk through the enemies. Note to self. I just took so much damage there just from walking through them. I guess I can charge through them, but do not walk is probably the main thing. And I died. Okay, well, I think actually we'll leave it there. A bit of a short episode today. I think I'm going to do some streaming today for the first time. So maybe we'll play a bit more of this in the streaming setting because it might be better and get some banter with the chat as well. But please, if you enjoyed this game, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to see more, let me know. This is AzulJTV, signing off.